Good morning, fellow Chancellor, Acting Vice-Chancellor, fellow graduates, families and guests. I'd like to acknowledge the Jagera, Yugara and Yugarapal peoples and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. I'm honoured to be here today to present a few words as your valedictorian. When we first commenced our studies at UniSQ, I'm sure we were all asked the same question: why are you here? Why did you choose to study? And I'm sure we all continue to ask ourselves this same question throughout our studies. If you didn't, then you probably never eaten breakfast in your pajamas during a Zoom tutorial. I know I wasn't the only one. I'd like to spend a couple minutes telling you about my answer to that question. In 2019, I was 29 years old. I had a good job as a dental assistant. I was close to family. I had a great partner, and still do, thankfully, and I was very content. There was a global pandemic going on, but I was getting really good at baking. However, there was this little spark of curiosity in the back of my head that kept asking whether I could be doing something more. I always thought I might make a good nurse, but I told myself, I'm 29, I'm too old for this. Certainly too old for another Hexstat. That same year, after discovering a lump in my armpit, I was unfortunately diagnosed with metastatic melanoma. Needless to say, having cancer was pretty bad. But it was strange to walk out of my doctor's office and realise that life still has to go on. I still had to decide whether I was cooking or ordering takeout for dinner. And it gave me a massive perspective shift. Instead of saying, I'm too old for this, all of a sudden I was saying, hold on, I'm way too young to die. I've got so many things left to do. And yes, I am now well aware that 29 is a very little number. So I decided that this was the perfect time to take the plunge and make a change. Nothing is guaranteed in life, except death and taxes, of course. So why waste time wondering? I applied to study a Bachelor of Nursing through QTAC, and thank you very much, UniSQ, for being the only university to accept my application. I hope I've done you proud. In the past 3.5 years, I've learned a lot about myself. I am resilient. I am capable of doing whatever I set my mind to. Some would say stubborn. I even learned how to be a mum when my son was born, very inconveniently during mid-year exams. That was a lot of fun, but he's pretty cute, so it is okay. And the more I progressed through my studies, the more I realised how many doors I was opening for myself and for my future. I'm only 34 this year, and I have no intentions of slowing down. And that brings us to this ceremony, this celebration of our achievements. I know it's taken a lot of hard work and sacrifice to get here, but we made it. Whatever answer you first gave at the start of your degree to that question, why are you here? Whether it changed throughout your studies, stayed the same, or whether you've still got no idea, congratulations to you for seeing it through. But when we walk out of those doors today, the answer to that question is still going to matter. Life still has to go on. For some of you, this isn't your first graduation, and for others, it won't be the last. Some of you have long, successful careers ahead of you, and for others, life will inevitably throw a spanner in the works. But whatever sparks your curiosity, or whatever doors slam shut in your face, I hope we all have the courage to continue challenging ourselves and opening up new doors for the future. Thank you.